All right, go back to Luke.
The book of Luke, chapter 6, and verse, which verse?
34 again.
And verse 34. And if ye lend to them of whom ye hope to receive,
If you lend to them who you hope to receive, watch this.
what thank had ye hoped to receive?
Come on.
What thank, I messed it up, sorry. And if ye lend to them of whom ye hope to receive, what thank have ye? For sinners also lend to sinners, and receive as much again.
So they sinners lend to sinners and also hope to receive again. Read.
But love ye your enemies, and do good, and lend, hoping for nothing
And
again.
hoping what?
Hoping for nothing again.
So it says lend and hoping for nothing again. Read.
And your reward shall be great,
Your reward should be great.
and ye shall be the children of the highest, for he is kind unto the unthankful and to the
You
evil.
see that's the difference between what we read in Ecclesiasticus of an evil person than what Christ says. Christ says lend to a man and hope for nothing what? Again. Because you only can lend somebody what you have. They might not be able to ever pay you back. They might be in so much what? Debt. But we got brothers running around here. Where's the money? Where's the money? What the hell you money? What the need? Where's the money at, brother? Where's the money? You got the money. The arms is gone, brother. The arms in the bank, brothers. All praise the Most High. That's why, like, when you listen to the Bible, when you look at evil men, the Bible shows you evil men all the way around it. Real talk. It shows you evil men all the way through it, evil men and women. And when you read these things, people ought to be able to cut that man. If you that man, cut that person off you. Cut it off. Cut it out of your body and start over. I'm gonna give you an example. Some of y'all probably still got these same philosophies right now that y'all had in the world. You remember when you was in the world, you was like, man, that's the way I was born. That's the way I was brought up. That's the way I was raised. That's just the way I've been doing things. Some of y'all might got those philosophies. But guess what? Those philosophies you're going to die at. Guaranteed. Because that means you're keeping the things that you have learned all the way in this world. You've been keeping those things with you the whole time. Meaning you have not changed, you have not been converted, and you have not repented. Because a man of God has to change. A woman of God has to change. It's no way you can walk in this truth and stay the same. You ain't cut that off. Just push off.
That's what I did.
When you push off and it close up. Yeah, no way. So we must be able to change. From there, give me Daniel chapter 7, verse 25. Watch this. Daniel 7, 25 as we wrap it up.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
This he is talking about Esau. Esau shall speak great words against the Most High. Watch this.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
He was going to beat us to death. He was going to beat us. He was going to work us. He was going to run us to death. Watch this.
And think to change times and laws.
He thinks to change these times for when we came here. He thinks to change laws of God. He's the only person that said God's laws are done away with. If that was the case, why was the Arab woman Why was the Amish woman? Why also the Muslim woman, which is Arabs as well? Why they always wore dresses until these latter times? Which gave their women, that's why another reason why the Arabs are so mad, because their women is starting to be what? They starting to be what? They starting to be worldly. They also starting to be what? Americanized. Outspoken. Can we use another word? They starting to be hoish women. By wearing what? Pants.
Was that one woman, she climbed up on top of a flagpole over there and started twerking.
See what I mean? These things, these philosophies, these things that America do is in all other nations. So they think to change times and laws. Watch this. Give me 1 Thessalonians chapter 3, and I want 3 and 4. 1 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 3 and 4. Watch this.
The book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 3.
Read.
That no man should be moved by these afflictions.
Y'all shouldn't be moved by the affliction. The bad things we go through, y'all shouldn't be moved by these things. Watch this.
For yourself know that ye are appointed thereunto.
These things is appointed unto us. These are appointed unto us. Watch this.
For verily, when we were with you,
for truly when we was with you,
we told you before that we should suffer tribulation.
That we should suffer what?
Tribulation.
Tribulations means trials. Watch this.
Even as it came to pass, and you know.
And just as it came to pass, ye know. So let me ask y'all a question. When y'all came in here and y'all started learning, did I not tell you that you're going to have trials, tribulations? You have troubles. Every one of you brothers and sisters is going to have trouble. It don't matter if it's financial trouble, marriage trouble, work trouble, congregational trouble. Some of y'all can have trouble just being around brothers and sisters. Some of y'all might have trouble with that. That is something that you need to come and talk to brothers about. So we can come up with a concept of how to do that, arrange for you to feel more comfortable. How can we make you feel more comfortable? Because I understand that coming from this world like me, when I was in the world, I would never read in front of people. It's people that have grown up with me and tell you, I ain't never heard them read in front of nobody. And then you will see me right here where everybody can see it. That's called a miracle of Christ. So when you have the faith, when you truly believe, you will start accomplishing things that you never accomplished before. All right, crack it door a little bit, soldier, for me, please. All right, second thoughts from her. Give me 1 Kings chapter 1, verse 3. Listen to this very closely. Watch this.
This is the book of 1 Kings chapter 1 and verse 3.
1 Kings 1 and 3. Watch this.
So they sought for a fair damsel throughout all.
I'm sorry. 1 Kings 1 and 1. I'm sorry. I messed that all the way up. 1 Kings 2 and 1.
Okay. The book of 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 1.
That's what I want. Come on.
Now the days of David drew nigh that he should die.
So King David was going to die. Watch this.
And he charged Solomon his son, saying,
Saying what?
I go the way of all the earth.
I go the way of the earth. Come
Be
on.
thou strong therefore, and show thyself a man.
And so he told him, hey man, I'm going to die. And you're going to have to be strong. And you're going to have to show yourself a man. This young man was how old at that time? 13, right? So he told him, hey, I'm going to die. You must show yourself as being a man. Watch this.
and keep the charge of the Lord thy God.
And keep God's commandments. Come on.
To walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses.
As it is written in the law of Moses. Read.
That thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself.
So if you keep God's laws, that's the way you're going to prosper in whatever you do. So he told him, when you become a man, you do God's laws. Ain't that the same thing? So if a man become a man by doing God's laws, what a woman must do? A woman got to do the same. She cannot become a woman until she is doing God's laws. Until then, a man is a little boy and a woman is a little girl until they doing God's laws. No matter how grown you are, because the reason why a kid don't listen, right? Or a grown man that don't listen, what you call him?
Oh boy.
A boy, a child, and boy, that do that just like a what? Kid. A little girl, a grown woman that don't listen, she got a man, so she's still a little kid in the man. Brothers meet these women all day, 33, 34, 37, 38, 41, 42, 53, 59. You meet these women all day, and you meet these men all day. And they childish as hell.
It's crazy.
You got 40 years old still on the PlayStation.
Yep, rapid.
We gotta stop it. We gotta stop it. Do I say, is there anything wrong with playing a video game? No. But if that's all your life, it's over. I bet you ain't gonna be no video game when Christ come back. You know how we are right now. We sit there, we congregate, and we listening to the word, right? Some of y'all in the back, y'all man be like, I'll be glad when this is over. But I'm gonna tell y'all something, real talk. Y'all listen to me. Y'all listen. When Christ come back, if you can't do this 24 hours a day,
wow, yeah,
you ain't gonna make it.
that's right.
That's what it means to love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. Everybody that think that the world is you going to do you. 9 out of 10, I'm gonna ask everybody a question. And I'm gonna include my women in this question. I'm gonna start with my women. Sister Mira, what would you do right now if you went home? And don't give me your study. Give me what you would do for real. And that's for everybody. I'm not just talking about you.
I'd probably just put on a 4-corner news video.
Okay, all right. What would you do?
Movie.
You watch a movie. What would you do?
Cook some food.
On the Sabbath?
Oh, you said today?
Yes. If you went home right now, what would you do?
I watch some movies.
Watch some movies. What would you do?
Listen to music.
Listen to music. What would you do?
I'd probably be listening to 4 Corner News or something.
What would you be doing?
Either taking a nap or watching a video.
What would you be doing?
It's like either taking a nap or studying.
See what I mean? See, so these things right here, y'all gotta remember. God said, keep the Sabbath day what? Holy. 6 days should I rest and do, 6 days should I labor and do all that work. Today is a day of rest, but not a literally rest. Today is a day of listening, relaxing, just listening to God's word and relaxing without labor. But you still is going to be listening to God's word. How many of y'all remember Christ when he taught the people for 3 days straight? Anybody know his story?
When he fed the multitude with the fish.
When he fed the multitude with the fish. Everybody know this story, right? They was there 3 days straight listening to God's word. 3 days straight. These people were sinners that he was speaking to, right? But even the sinners couldn't move. The scripture was so good coming out. The understanding was so good coming out. That, damn, you know what? I gotta pee. pee, but I don't even Dude, the oldest pee for 3 days straight, damn. And he peed the whole river go fill up. Damn. So these is the things you gotta understand, man. When you're hungry for the word, you'll receive it. And it make you prosper. If you just always thinking about, I'm not trying to be funny, food or a movie or anything else outside of that, man, if you're thinking about that on God's day, it's going to be hard for you to make it to the wilderness. Because if anything, like music, if you ain't got no, I like what Sister said. Sister, I be listening to 4 Corner News. So just laughing because he said me too. These are the things that we must exercise our head on. Remember, guys, Sabbath day is the only day that we got to serve God through the horrible weekday of a work week. Saturday is the only day that you really get to sit back and you get the full blast of God in your ear. It's the only day that you hear that and where you can think of some things. Well, did I do this right? Did I do this wrong? Now it's time to get your mind together so you can strip it up. Today's the day. When we sit back and we think that, you know what? Give me Amos 8:5. I'll show you what our people be thinking. Watch it. Real quick. So I can finish up here. Amos 8:5, please.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 8 and verse 5. Saying, when will the new moon be gone?
So our people ask, when the new moon be gone?
That we may sell corn.
That we may sell corn. You know, this with their mind frames right there.
Well, wait a minute. They waiting for the feast day to be over.
So they can make some what?
Money.
So they can make some money. So they can do them. Watch this.
And the Sabbath.
And the what?
And the Sabbath.
And the Sabbath. Why?
That we may set forth wheat.
That we may set for what?
Wheat.
That we may set forth wheat. Come on.
Making the ephah small. And the shekel great.
Making the ephah small. Making God's word small. And the what? Shekel great. Come on.
And falsifying the balances by deceit.
See, because our people, the ephah represents the 12 tribes of what?
Israel.
All right. So you're not gonna magnify God or the people or your tribes. You're gonna magnify the what?
The money.
The money.
Fatten your pocket.
Fatten your what?
Fatten that pocket.
Fatten your pocket. So you can't wait till the Sabbath over so you can do what you want to do. You can't wait till the new moon over so you can do what you want to do. All that is saying that you just sit here and lust. Should I get my 12? Sometimes I'll be hungry. I'll be like, boy, when it's over, I'm gonna give me some wings. But guess what? I'm not rushing the Sabbath.
No, sir.
I just know what I'm hungry. Sabbath can go on. I've fast so many times, so I ain't gonna lie. So I start right now. Just be hungry in dreams. But you must complete the Sabbath. You can't wait till the day be over. You can't wish the day away. Because this is the only day that values you. This is what we're here for. We're here to learn God's word. We're here to gather in the law. Because that's the law that we gather together. What was that? Exodus, where was it at? Exodus 12 when they was in the houses, when God told them to go to their houses. And then, you notice God changed it to a holy convocation. Because everybody was going, give me that real quick. Exodus 12, I think it's like 48 or something. Let me get it.
The book of Exodus.
You know what I want?
Yeah, the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 46.
Come on.
In one house shall be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth all the flesh abroad out of the house. neither shall you break a bone thereof.
No. I won't word. No. 16. 16. My bad. I messed it up. 16 and 27.
The book of Exodus, chapter 16 and verse 27.
Here it goes.
And it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the seventh day for to gather, and they found none.
Watch this.
And the Lord said unto Moses, how long refuse ye to keep my commandments and my laws?
Read.
See, for that the Lord hath given you the Sabbath. Therefore he giveth you on the sixth day the bread of 2 days.
Here it comes.
Abide ye every man in his place.
Abide ye every man in his place.
Let no man go out of his place on the seventh day.
So you remember back then, God told us to go stay in the house. You stay in the house, you rest. But when we rest, we wasn't doing what?
Study.
We weren't studying. So when you're in the house on the Saturday watching a movie, this right here applies to you. That's why he said he changed it to a holy what? He changed it to a holy convocation. Because watch this. First, let me get it first. I don't want to have y'all on a wild goose chase. Let me get it. Let me see. Give me 2 Kings chapter 4 and verse 22. Watch this.
This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 4, and verse 22.
Read.
And she called unto her husband and said, send me, I pray thee, one of the young men.
One of the young men, watch this.
And one of the asses, that I might run to the man of God and come again.
Watch this.
And he said, wherefore wilt thou go to him today? It is neither new moon nor the Sabbath. And she said, it shall be well.
It shall be what?
It shall be well.
See, so the husband said you could go to him today if you didn't understand how the language was. You could go to him today because it's not a new moon or a what? Sabbath. So we was not supposed to be traveling just for no type of what? Reason on the Sabbaths or the new moons. So we wasn't supposed to just be traveling for no cause. Just like today. Are we supposed to just take a stroll down to the park? No. If you're going to pass out some flyers, but your intention is not to go to the park, the intention is to get the people at the park to pass out the what? So if you say, oh, I'm just going to take a nice little walk on the Sabbath, bro, you're in violation of God's laws. People don't understand that. You'll see Israelites picnicking. Well, we ain't banning selling. Brother, you are not supposed to do. That's why the scripture was in Isaiah 58 with 13. You should not do your pleasures on God's what? Sabbath day. We're not supposed to do our pleasure. But let's finish up. Because I'm going way off. Let's finish up. From our give me 1 Timothy chapter 5, I want 24 and 25. We almost done.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 5, verse 24. Some men's sin are open beforehand.
Some men's sin is open beforehand. Come on, read.
Going before to judgment.
Hold on, read it again.
Some men's sins are open beforehand.
And some men's sins open beforehand. Read.
Going before judgment.
Going before judgment. Read.
And some men they follow after.
Some men they follow after. Watch this.
Likewise also the good works of some are manifest beforehand.
And some good works are made clear beforehand.
And they that are otherwise cannot be hid.
They are otherwise cannot be hid. So when you're doing God's laws, you cannot be what? Hid. Some men's sins are open beforehand, going before judgment. So they're not gonna stop what? They're not going to stop sinning. And some men, they follow after. They're going to follow after some of these men because they are sinful what? Men. That's why every man loves his kind. That's why the Bible says two cannot get along unless they in what? You're not going to be with a brother who don't believe in the Bible or who don't teach or who's out here teaching anything or doing floating Sabbaths or doing new moons at first sight and all that stuff, right? You're not going to be around those brothers if you're a man of God. Why?
Because you keeping the law.
Because you're keeping the laws, because you believe in the Bible. So how can you be around a non-believer? Let me give you an example of what I'm saying. 1 Corinthians 6. 1 Corinthians 6, please. Hold on. Yo, man. Hold on real quick. Oh, I seem to be messing up the word today. I want the one said where Christ says, I thought it was 6. It says, can a non-believer, can Christ be with Baal? B-L. What is it? I thought it was. I thought it was 1 Corinthians.
1 and 6. No, hold on.
No, it ain't it. It ain't 1 and 6. Oh, I'm sorry. 2 Corinthians 6. I found it. 2 Corinthians 6 and 15, please. I thought it was 1 Corinthians. I'm sorry.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6 and verse 15. And what concord had Christ with Belial?
What concord? Meaning accord. What accord do Christ have with Belial? Come on, Belial. Come on.
And what part had he that believeth with an infidel?
Did you see that right there? What part do he that believe have with an infidel? If you believe, why would you be around a non-believer? If you believe, why would you be around a non-believer? That don't make sense. That means you couldn't believe because Christ said it. Read it again. Watch this.
And what concord had Christ with Belial? Or what part had he that believeth with an infidel?
With an unbeliever. Watch this.
And what agreement hath the temple of God with idols? For ye are the temple of the living God. As God has said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. So you should not want to be with these type of people. You shouldn't want to be around these type of people. Now, give me hold on real quick, because I'm going to cut this short so I can be done. Give me Matthew chapter 24 and verse 10 through 14, and then I want Isaiah 13 and 3. I had a little bit more, but I'm going to end it right here so we can get out of here. Come on. Okay, this is the book of Matthew, chapter, what's it, 24, 10 through 13?
Yeah, 24 and 10.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 10.
Watch this.
And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another.
So it's going to be brothers. So at the end of these times, many is going to be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. Watch this.
And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many.
So many false prophets going to rise and deceive many. Many brothers going to teach their own doctrine, not according to the Bible. Watch this.
And because iniquity shall abound,
because sin may be everywhere.
the love of many shall wax cold.
The laws of many, the keeping of the laws of many shall grow cold, meaning they're not going to do it. They're going to fall out of the truth. Watch this.
But he that shall endure until the end,
You brothers and sisters that endure to the end, watch this.
the same shall be saved.
You will go to the kingdom. Watch this.
And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world.
This gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness. Watch this.
Unto all nations,
Unto all nations.
and then shall the end come.
Stop. Let me ask y'all a question. Where have y'all seen this doing it? This is powerful. I'm going to show you something. Watch this. What it says, read the last part again. Watch this.
And it says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations.
Against all nations.
And then shall the end come.
Let me ask y'all a question. We see our brothers out here teaching this word in Africa, in South America, in Jamaica, Germany, Israel. Are they teaching to the other nations? Who have you seen going around nation to nation teaching to all the nations?
You want to see?
No. Y'all brothers got to slow down and listen. I said, what other people have you seen going around and teaching to all the nations? Nobody, right? So, when you see this right here, read it again. Watch this. 14.
Verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world.
And so it's this gospel going to be, this good news is going to go around all the world. Watch this.
For a witness unto all nations.
And so it's going to be a witness for all the nations going to see that God have sent his prophets unto his people in all the nations. Watch this.
And then shall the end come.
So, ain't we seeing that right now?
Yes.
We almost there. We almost there. That's why today's class is what next? The kingdom. So Isaiah 13:3, watch this.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 3.
Watch this.
I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger. Even them that rejoice in my hiding.
So he said, I sanctified my sanctified ones, and I have called my mighty ones for my anger, even them that have rejoiced in my highness. Watch this. Give me Jeremiah 16 and start reading verse 16. Watch this.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 16.
Start with 15.
Verse 15. But the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north,
Read.
and from all the lands whither he hath driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers.
Watch this. Here it goes.
Behold, I will send for many fishermen.
So he said, behold, I will send for many fishermen. The fishermen, watch this. Give me Matthew, hold it real quick. Give me Matthew chapter 4, verse 17. Watch this.
The book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 17.
Come on.
And from that time Jesus began to preach and say, Repent, for the kingdom is at hand.
Read.
Kingdom of heaven is at hand. And Jesus, walking by the sea of Galilee, saw two brethren, Simon called Peter and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishers.
Watch what he says to them.
And he said unto them, Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men.
So anybody that is a prophet is a fisher of what? Men. So let's go back.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 15.
16 and 16.
16 and verse 16.
Read.
Behold, I will send for many fishers, said the Lord.
So now, that's where we at right now. We are fishers right now. But watch this.
And after will I send for many hunters.
So in after I will send for many hunters. Come on.
And they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rock.
So you see that. So first we're going to be fishers. And then when Christ come back, we're gonna become what?
Hunter.
Hunters. You see that thing right there? So watch this for 17. Come on.
For my eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face.
They not hid from my face.
Neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes.
Neither is they iniquities hid from my eyes. And with that, we are TTIC. And with that, we'll say shalom.